unemployment in the United States, according to data released Friday morning by the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Nevada had the highest unemployment rate in August, 13.2%, followed by Rhode Island, 12.8%, and Hawaii and New York, 12.5% each. Rhode Island's numbers are bucking the national trend. Between July and August 2020, 41 states saw their unemployment rates drop, and the nation's unemployment rate declined by 1.8% to 8.4%. Massachusetts unemployment declined to 11.3%. These results seem to be putting Rhode Island into the same relative position and experience during the Great Recession. Vigils took place this weekend in Providence following the death of U.S. Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. The first vigil was held at the State House on Friday night, soon after the death was announced. Then another happened Saturday at the Rhode Island Supreme Court. It turned from a vigil to a protest on Sunday when people rallied at the Providence offices of Senators Jack Reed and Sheldon Whitehouse, demanding they take action in the Senate to prevent a confirmation of a nominee for President Trump. Rhode Island Department of Health now calling the coronavirus situation at PC an outbreak. The health department said on Friday the updated number of cases was 120, and that is responding to the outbreak at Providence College. Meanwhile, at the University of Rhode Island, students were told on Friday that 2 Greek houses were placed into quarantine after 3 students tested positive. North Providence town employee was fired after a racist social media post, the mayor says. More from 12 News' Sheena Shuka.
A North Providence Police Department custodian fired after the town says he posted a racist message online.
I couldn't wait to fire him because this is not us. This is not North Providence.
Mayor Charles Lombardi says he decided to fire custodian Darren Barnes after a phone call with the deputy chief Thursday night.
I said, what time does he come in? He said 7. I said, well, I'll be there at 7, chief, to fire him.
And he did just that after shaking his head all night long.
So we went there this morning. I didn't sleep all night, to be honest with you, because I don't condone this. This is not good.
In the termination notice, Lombardi describes the message as vile, vicious, revolting, and reprehensible. It appears the message was screenshotted and shared all over Facebook. That's when the mayor says members of the town's IT team found it.
I come from business, and I'm no nonsense, and we have shown that again today. As soon as he saw me sitting there, he knew, and so I looked at him and he says, I messed up. And he was humble about it. And I said, yes, you did.
Lombardi tells 12 News this was not a reflection of the town or the police department.
Should I apologize for him as the mayor? If it has affected anyone, I will apologize for that. But I think our actions have proven that concerned us and that we're willing to hit it head on.
And we did reach out to Mr. Barnes, but we have not heard back.
A woman suspected of sending a letter containing the poison ricin to President Donald Trump was arrested as she tried to enter the U.S. from Canada at a border crossing in New York State. The woman was carrying a gun and arrested by U.S. authorities, that according to law enforcement officials. U.S. prosecutors in Washington, D.C. are expected to bring charges against her. CNN previously reported that law enforcement had intercepted a ricin package sent to Trump last week. According to 2 law enforcement officials, and investigators were looking into the possibility that it did come from Canada. Vigils took place this weekend in Providence following the death of U.S. Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. The first vigil held at the State House on Friday night, soon after the death was announced. Then another happened Saturday at the Rhode Island Supreme Court. It turned from a vigil to a protest on Sunday when people rallied at the Providence offices of Senators Jack Reed and Sheldon Whitehouse, demanding they take action in the Senate to prevent a confirmation of a nominee from President Trump.
This is the News Radio 920 and 104.7 FM. Daily Rewind. St. Pierre. Sponsored by O'Hara Senior Care Services. WSNE HD2 Taunton, Providence. W284PA Warwick. Rhode Island's news, traffic,
following. Police in Fall River are investigating after shots were fired this morning. It reportedly happened around 8:30 near the intersection of South Main and Washington Street. No one was hit, but police say stray rounds did cause some property damage. The incident remains under investigation. After potential exposure to COVID-19, firefighters in New Bedford have tested negative for the virus. WPRI reporting that last week, 22 firefighters were required to self-quarantine after one of their colleagues tested positive for the virus. All 22 firefighters were cleared to return to duty after testing negative. 33-year-old Alexander Ramos of Newport is facing felony assault charges. He's the second person charged in connection with a fight in the vicinity of Jade Way on September 5th. The Daily News reporting Ramos was arrested last week for allegedly stabbing two people who police say suffered non-life-threatening injuries. Another Newport man is charged with felony assault and disorderly conduct. TF Green Airport is hosting a pop-up drive-in movie this Thursday night at 6:30. It's free but limited to 100 cars by reservation in the airport parking lot on Post Road across from the Hampton Inn and Suites Hotel. Get news 24/7 on demand at newsradiori.com.
Has a list of names. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. President Trump now in Ohio holding the first of two campaign events with less than 50 days until Election Day. Before he left, he was again asked about the timeline for filling the seat on the Supreme Court left by the death of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
5 women are being looked at and vetted very carefully. 5. And we'll make a decision probably Saturday, but Friday or Saturday.
Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer spoke of the magnitude of the next pick.
Vacancy that could determine the future of the Supreme Court for generations and make rulings that touch every aspect of American life.
He and other Democrats, including Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden, are calling for the next nominee to be put on hold until after the election. A federal judge in New York ruling any mail connected to the November election must be prioritized.
District Judge Victor Marrero says, as much as it can, the post office must treat election mail as priority express or first-class mail. His opinion said this is what was done in the 2018 midterms, adding that it seemed to him the vital mission of postal workers is being slowed by what he called managerial failures. In addition, the judge declared that all overtime requested between October 26th and November 6th shall be pre-approved. After a court injunction that several states sought to reverse a leave mail behind policy, a Postal Service spokesman said that agency was exploring legal options. Goodall Scott, Fox News.
In Wisconsin, a federal judge has ruled that absentee ballots in that battleground state can be counted up to 6 days after the election on November 3rd, as long as they are postmarked by Election Day. Prosecutors in Florida said they won't appeal a court ruling throwing out recordings of Patriots owner Robert Kraft allegedly paying for sex acts in a massage parlor. America's listening to Fox News.
Now, here's your Storm Team 10 forecast.
Clear and chilly once again tonight, 30s and low 40s by Tuesday morning. Sunshine Tuesday, blending with some clouds, especially in eastern Massachusetts. A gusty wind from the north, 15 to 35 miles an hour at times through the afternoon. Tuesday's high up near 70 degrees. Still a bit breezy into Tuesday night. Wednesday, partly to mostly sunny, breezy early on, but warmer, a high in the upper 70s. I'm Storm Team 10 meteorologist Mark Searles on News Radio 920.